Hi, I'm John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. So I just want to make a real fast video for the Justin Gamble. Look at it, because I've been looking into you, and I came across this guy, the David Dobrik dude, because I never know who this fucking dude is. I don't care about any influencers. That means nothing to me and shit, right? But because I've been looking into you, now I know who this guy is, and I'm sure you understand. And then so I was just watching one of your videos, and then there was this other video, like highlighted, a recommendation, and it had this guy's picture, and then there was a picture with Michael Jackson with like an Illuminati symbol, right? And I'm like, that looks like that David Dobrik dude that hangs out with Justin Gamble and shit, right? So I put that, as I said, Michael Jackson, anything Michael Jackson I'm interested in, right? So I pulled that up, and let me show you here really quick, this little part here.
This one guy goes, please do not listen to anything they have to say. They ruined my best friend's life. And he was referring to Michael Jackson. And he's like, they ruined my friend's life. They're horrible people. And it was fucking insane. And I was sitting there. This was like 4.
Okay, so he's talking about Illuminati and shit, right? I don't want to tell you this whole story. You probably, maybe you know this already, Justin Gamble, but just mentioning, just showing you that there he is talking about Michael Jackson and giving a statement from somebody else saying that they ruined his friend's life, talking about Michael Jackson, okay? So no Michael Jackson story can ever be told without the research and investigation of what I've done. So let me show you who I am that you don't understand, Gamble. Okay, so look at, this is an interview that was done in April. Smokey Robinson, because he released his new album called Gasms, right? So this is a interview he had done with The Guardian. I guess it's out of England, UK, whatever, The Guardian magazine, whatever it is, right? But The Guardian, this is an interview, an actual interview that Smokey did, right? So like it says right there, at age 83, I still feel sexual. Smokey Robinson on love, joy, drugs, Motown, and his affair with Diana Ross. So this is the interview. So I'm going to scroll this down. Okay, let me go down to here to show you. This is the interview. Okay, now, in the interview, okay, so right here in the interview, this is that interview, right? So right here, see this part of the interview? What he's asking him about is my story. What he's saying right here, this is my story. This is my work. Okay, I'm the one who's created this rumor. This is my story. This is what I'm trying to tell you about, right? So in the interview, the guy asks him, this is the interview guy, he's talking to Smokey Robinson. He says, I ask if he's heard the rumor about him and Ross. There is a story, I say, that you two are the real parents of Michael Jackson. And then so Smokey replies, they say I'm the baby daddy? His voice rises an octave. He, ho, ho. Sounds just like Michael. They say Diana Ross and I had Michael. The reporter says, yes. Smokey says, oh my God. I never heard that one, man. That's pretty good. That's funny. I wonder if she's heard it. I'm going to call her and ask her. He is still laughing. That's funny. Okay, so that's pretty much what. So right there, Smokey, he didn't say, look it, imagine if Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross are not Michael Jackson's parents, right? If somebody asked him that question, there should be no, hey, that's pretty good. No, I never heard that one. No, he instantly should have been offended. It shouldn't have been funny. It shouldn't have been interesting. He should have been offended if it wasn't true. But he was in fucking shock. He couldn't believe that after all these years, like Michael's dead, after all this time, somebody directly asked him, are you and Diana Ross Michael Jackson's actual parents? This has been, you see, that's what I'm saying, you don't understand who I am, the work of what I've been doing, that it's valid, and it's out there to the point where a reporter directly just asked Smokey a few months ago, and is there any context in this where he's saying, no, that's not true? Is there any part of this where he's offended and did he instantly say, no, that's not true? He could have said, no, that's funny, but no, it's not true. He could have said it like that. Oh, he could have said anything in the world. If it wasn't true, there would have been some connection to, no, that's not true. That's not what we got. What we got was a guy who had never been directly asked that question after all of this time, that nobody ever, because he thought, it's like, dude, how, so in his head, he's wondering, how is this question being asked of me? That's what's actually taking place, because he was never exposed to this. So in the moment, what's actually happened with Smokey, he's trying to figure out, who's saying this? What's happening? What's going on here? He doesn't know what's going on because he knows in the reality, him and Diana are fucking Michael Jackson's parents. And he knew it was so well covered up to the point that Michael died. Nobody ever knew that Michael's whole life, lived his whole life. So when David Dobrik is the guy saying, oh, the Illuminati ruined my friend Michael Jackson's life. No, they don't know anything about Michael Jackson. My story, though, has actually named Diana Ross as Billie Jean. The song Billie Jean is about Diana Ross informing Michael that he was her child when Michael was about 11 years old and living in Diana Ross's house. And she says, she came and stood right by me. Then the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She took Michael to the room and she told Michael, you're the one. You're the love child of me and Smokey Robinson. She says, I'm the one. But then she embraces Michael and then she rejects his ass again. But she says, the kid is not my son because she says, because in the song it said, the lie has become the truth. You are a Jackson. You're signed to Motown now as the Jackson 5. And we got to keep this image. I'm not going to bring you in and you're not going to live with me as my child, but now we're back together and we're going to have a relationship, but you're still going to remain a Jackson. She says, I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She embraces Michael and she rejects him again. And that's what fucked his ass all up. Every single thing in Michael Jackson's life that has to do with his personality traits, everything has to do with the fact that he was abandoned as a child, raised in the Jackson household, thinking he was a Jackson. When he gets to Motown, Diana tells him the fucking truth. Then now he's got to live his whole fucking life under that umbrella of that lie and that secret that he's got to keep away from the whole public. And then Michael tells the truth. He tells the whole world exactly what the fuck happened to him. In the song Billie Jean, it becomes one of the biggest, greatest songs of all time, and all the admiration of all the fans and all of the critics and all of the artists in the world. Not one of them fucking understood the fucking lyrics. And that's the Michael Jackson personality trait. That's why he turns into Peter Pan living in Neverland Ranch. It's everything. So, that's it, Justin. Either you fucking understand what I'm doing, you understand the fucking how relevant it is and how big of a story, or fuck you, dude. You were a fucking loser, dude.